Hey guys, it's Hustlemon and I hope you're all having a great day today, and fingers crossed some of you guys have recovered from the absolute nightmare if you queued up for the pre-order of the Mega Charizard X UPC. I'll give you a quick catch up on what happened on my front. I got to the Sheffield branch just before 8 a.m, around 7:45 I would say. There was about 70 plus people. I knew it was cooked. So I made a tactical decision and I drove up to the Rotherham branch, which is about 15 minutes drive away, which was not a bad idea on my part because there was about 40 people in the queue over there. Now, I queued up until 9:40 because obviously with the tills going down, it was just one of them decisions. I'm glad I got out early because I've kept up to date thanks to UK Pokemon, who was like notifying a lot of people on his stories, just keeping everyone updated. But it looks like the queue didn't get back up and running fully until 1:30. So, yeah, it definitely makes me question. In fact, not even question. I know I'm never going to queue up for a pre-order in person. We're not even getting the product. We're just pre-ordering it to get hold of something. So I'm never going to do that again, guys. I don't like having my time wasted, and I think a lot of people, especially who are true genuine collectors, don't want to dedicate that much time into the Pokemon hobby. It feels like it's a part-time job. Anyway, I know it sounds like a lot of jargon for people who are outside the UK. So just a quick thing, it's a disaster. We have experienced an absolute disaster trying to pre-order one of the hottest products of Pokemon TCG of this year. Anyway, we're talking about other things that we need to order and look into. So let's bring some positive energy back. Let's move on. Today I'm looking into the Mega Lucario figure collection box that is due to come out less than a fortnight on 7th of November. It's a cool looking, obviously, collection box, and then you got the figure of Lucario in there, 5 packs in total, plus a promo, etc. So as usual, when I do this reviews or looking into products, I talk about whether it's worth having it as a sealed product, whether it's worth buying at the recommended retail price to rip it open. And yeah, I'll just give you my in-depth thoughts, give you as much information as possible. I'll try to make it just, you know, transparent and helpful for those of you who are looking to Pokemon or even new onto this channel and just like to see what if this product's going to be the right fit for you. That's the whole purpose of this video. Anyway, without me rambling on any further, let's go ahead and dive right into it. Right guys, let's go ahead and look into the products in a bit more in-depth look over here. And for those of you wondering what makes this collection box unique in comparison to any other one, I mean, if the name hasn't already given it away, then I might struggle explaining to you guys anything further. It's the figure in the figure collection box. Ultimately, it's just one of them things, guys. It's a cool, awesome display piece. Look, if you're a Lucario fan, if this is your boyo, this is your OG Pokemon, I probably don't need to explain it any further. You're going to get hold of this box no matter what happens. At the end of the day, if it was Sandslash, I'll be all over it. So I know how that goes. But if you are new and you're wondering how are these figures like, well, to be fair, your standard average like 3D resin printed like figures. Honestly, they're nothing too fancy in quality. Do you like your Warhammer figures? So if you guys are into Warhammer, then probably it's roughly the same like quality as that. I do say it's a lot more in-depth and detailed in comparison to your Funko Pops, but they're roughly, I would say, 3 inches tall. They're not huge, and it makes a cool like little momentum piece if you're displaying it as in a cabinet. Maybe you got like a work from home station at home and you like to have a bit of personality. Maybe it's just one of them things that you have in an office and you got like a little figure collection. I have seen people who work in office like have these little tokens laying around, etc. So it's just one of them things. I think it adds a bit of personality whilst you're just in and out, well, just, you know, out and about, wherever you like to display it around. It's your choice. Sorry, that Xbox invite got me a bit distracted. So next up, guys, I think a lot of people might not know this, especially if you're just into the collection side and you're not dabbling into the TCG. A lot of people will be looking at getting hold of the Mega Lucario EX, especially considering the new, obviously, launch of the new set that's come out, the new meta, etc, etc. Look, the cost and ratio of this card is actually quite decent. Mega Lucario is one of them decks that's being brought up more and more amongst the TCG community. Mega Brave as an attack, 270. Obviously, you're banned from doing it the next turn, but then you got Aurora Jab on top. Very good HP as well. Downside, the weakness, because psychic cards are very popular with the obviously recent meta. We got Espeon decks that's being launched, well, not launched but being played still. You got a lot of people in the community raving about the Mewtwo and Giratina combination, etc. So
I know a lot of people who are in the TCG hobby like to mix and match and change things and like to try this out. So again, it's one of them things I do think a lot of people who are in the hobby just to play the game itself will like to just give it a try, and why not? You know, it's a cool looking card as well. Ultimately, the pack selection with the 5 packs that we have over here, I'll be honest, this is really awesome selection of packs. Yes, you got 2 Mega Evolutions, so we got the launch of the new, latest set, and then 3 Scarlet and Violets to top it up with Journey Together, Destined Rivals, and Surging Sparks. I'll be honest, that is an absolute awesome selection set of packs. Ultimately, it does work out at £6 per pack, so it is above the recommended retail price. Oops, I've absolutely screwed up the calculation. Let's do that again. But ultimately, let's just, if you work it out, you do 30 divided by the 5, you should get £6 per pack. Yeah, it is above obviously £1.70 more than the recommended retail price, but this is where you have to consider the other materials that are coming inside the actual collection box itself. Even if you are a person that's ripping it open, how much are you going to put that value on that oversized card? How much are you going to put on the value on the figure, etc.? Because the promo cards usually, when it's playable, go about £2 at the cheapest. Figure collections, well, I see roughly, you know, like people like sell like little stores of figures, etc., for £3 to £4. So I'm just going to put down £3 and I'll just say £25, £5 per pack. I'll be fair with you guys, it's still not too bad, because ultimately it's about having a cool little selection of like different stuff in the Pokemon hobby, and I think it's just one of them things. If you are a person that wants to rip it open, you're not doing too bad. Hell, even me, even I know before the current with the current realm that we are in, if I saw this product at the recommended retail price, I'll be tempted to add it into my basket still. Yes, if it was a sealed product, it would ultimately be added on no matter what it goes. But at this moment of time, it seems like we're in the realms of seeing we're not going to be seeing any products on sale anytime soon, let alone these figure collection boxes. But I would say honestly, you're not going to do too bad if you wanted to grab hold of it and rip it open. Now, I do want to talk about it as a sealed product, and yes, I've always do say as a long-term sealed, everything does well in the future. But I do have some bits of information I do want to share, so we'll go ahead and explore that next. Right guys, let's look if it's worth having this product as a sealed collection box for yourself. Will this be the right fit for you? Ultimately, if you're looking at this as a display purposes, then I'll be honest, collection boxes are prone to damage. At the end of the day, they're like very flimsy cardboard. And finding the right acrylic cases is going to be a bit of a challenge, because collection boxes come in numerous shapes and sizes. So you really need to identify if you can find that right product. And at the end of the day as well, you want to keep any of these products in good ventilated areas, because cardboard is prone to water damage. And this is one of them situations. I don't have acrylic cases for any of my collection boxes. I keep it in a huge storage box called Really Useful Box. And it actually does the name as well. I would recommend paying that extra. I know you can find other storage boxes that are a lot cheaper, but the reason why Really Useful carries the name and that weight is because honestly it's quite sturdy, it's really strong, and I can vouch for it. Not only do I use it in my personal home, but I also use it for business purposes as well. Now, I do say one thing. You want to keep this in a good ventilated area so it's not prone to water damage. Keep a silicone gel if you can find it. Just put it in the actual box itself. But yeah, look at your home situation. Obviously, look at whether you can fit it in as well. Building up some collection boxes can take a numerous amount of space, so you just be wary of that. Now, we do want to touch upon whether it's going to be worth collecting this for a very long term and how well it's going to perform in the market. At the end of the day, I would say one thing is collection boxes, or rather figure collection boxes, are very spontaneous on launch, and they don't tend to print this quite often. I know this is coming on the back end of us just receiving the Prismatic Evolution figure collection box, and yes, that did get milked off the shelves, but at the end of the day, let's be real for a moment, it's because of the whole name itself. Prismatic Evolution is carrying that weight with that, and a lot of people are obviously flipping on the second-hand market for double the price as well. It's the whole reason why we're in the 2025 boom of Pokemon. People are chasing that God Pack, that Umbreon, etc., and with it being a specialty set, that is why Prismatic Evolution figure collection box has experienced that. That Mega Lucario isn't going to do the exact same. At the end of the day, this is a £30 product, so it'll be mass printed. There'll be a lot of it laying around. And here's the situation, like I stated before, this is where the difference comes in. A lot of people are going to want to buy this product to crack open and just have that figure and display it. And then you got actual 4 awesome selection of packs as well. So it's really, really enticing people to rip it open, even myself included, who is a seal collector and someone who enjoys even just ripping packs and obviously building up master sets, etc. So it's enticing a lot of different people on that area. And we can give actual real example of recent history of how well a product can perform of this nature. Take a look at the Arceus V figure collection box. I also recently bought this at Bex Collect in one of my vlogs for £80. So it's almost had a 4-4 increase since it's been released in 2021. And bear in mind, you can at that price find collection tins, booster bundles, build and battles, etc. And even they have not had a 4-4 increase at that point at this current period. But why has the Arceus figure collection box done really well? And even at that point in time, no one was buying this. Well, ultimately, if you time travel how it was at that point, a lot of collection boxes you can find on sale in different stores for about £16 to £18, and therefore people weighing that cost ratio. Is it worth paying £9 almost for a standard Arceus figure? A lot of people gave it a miss. I bought the collection box initially because I wanted to get hold of Cosmic Eclipse. As I stated before, it's one of my favorite sets of all time. And that Arceus V figure collection, what did I do with it? I ended up basically gifting it to my friend whose favorite Pokemon is Arceus. It is like a little cheeky top-up Christmas gift, and so I even fitted in that realm. So now a lot of people are selling it on the second-hand market for £100 because ultimately a lot of people fell into that typical category of keeping hold of booster bundles, collection tins, etc. But because there's more of them products laying around, that is why they've not had the 4-4 increase, because there's less of these Arceus V figure collection boxes. It's about scarcity and rarity. And I can give you another example, a real old school example. So this is one of my oldest sealed product itself. This is dating back from 2017, and it's called the Pikachu and Eevee Pokeball figure collection tin. I'll be honest, I don't know the real name on top of my head, but I'm sure I'll edit it in and post it in as well whilst I'm doing this. Again, initially when this launched, it was £25, and I'll be fair with you guys, I don't know what the actual real world market value is of this product. I imagine it's about £250. The reason why I state that is because the packs inside it is Terrestrial Storms, Lost Thunder, and Steam Siege. So obviously you got a mix and match of cool Sun and Moon era packs, and then a cheeky XY era pack as well in there. So this product itself, I'll be fair with you guys, there's hardly anyone that is selling it as a sealed product. Again, this is where that unique factor comes in. I've got my product in quite immaculate condition, and to be fair, I do have a bit of worry in how well it's going to do long term, because it is quite flimsy material once again. But as long as I can keep this aside longer and longer, I know it's going to have a strong growth. It's quite rare in seeing this type of like sealed product itself out there in the wild, and I have one of these, and I'm just wanting to keep it aside, like I said, as much as possible that I can do in this condition. So here's the situation, guys. If you keep aside of these unique or more scarce product, they tend to perform really well, and you got specialty website that even showcase that. Take a look at Zardo Cards or KeepItSleeves.com, and yes, it is called Keep It Sleeves, not Keep It Sealed. I don't know why they chose that name. Anyway, if you look at some of the products, you got your typical, obviously, booster boxes, your booster bundles, etc., etc. But if you look at some of the specialty sets, stuff that you think hardly people would have keep it aside at sealed, they've had a tremendous increase, if not sometimes taking over the actual prices of Elite Trainer box. Why is that the case? Again, it's scarcity and rarity. When there's less of a product that's available, it drives up that price. So bear that in mind. Could the Mega Lucario EX figure collection box fit into that category because a lot of people ripped it open and got the hold of the packs and that figure? Maybe the case, but that is where it's about just trying to hedge it out, see how well it does, and just take a good guesstimate, a good guess on how well it's going to perform. I reckon it is a chance of it falling under that category. Yes, we do have a lot more sealed collectors in comparison to in the past, but ultimately it's one of them cases. Even I myself, like I said, would love to get hold of this product, rip it open, and for good content creation. And that is it, guys. That is me giving as much in-depth look as possible. Maybe I could talk about it much longer, but we're not doing a podcast at the end of the day. So hopefully you find this information helpful. It's giving you some insight to the product as well. Do let me know if you're going to purchase this product. Are you looking forward to grabbing hold of this? Is £30 a good, decent recommended retail price for this product? Like I said, for me, I would love to grab it and rip it open and create some content. Yes, I'm doing a lot of pack openings recently on my channel, but hey, it's where I fit in. I do sealed, I rip packs, I collect stuff, etc. I'm a mix and match. I fit into everything. And for the last 5 years of me doing this, that is what I think is going to be the strongest key differences to the people that you may see in the queue. Some people are just here for the hype trade, but I'm here for the long run. And as long as you love Pokemon and enjoy collecting it and having stuff aside as a sealed as well, if you're into the hobby, you'll perform better than most, because ultimately you do care about the brand. And that is even a classic example of what I saw with the vintage boom as well. Yeah, let me not ramble on, guys. Thank you once again for obviously taking your time out to watch this content. Just do us a favor, guys. If you did like this content, hit that like button. It really helps out a small channel like myself, and I really do want to get out in the algorithm. I want to try get up to 1,000 subscribers just by the end of the year. So if you are here and you can click on that button, I really do appreciate it. Okay, now take care, guys. Wish you all the best on the next pack pulls.